Day 7 is the faith factor. And this is one that a lot of people overlook. It's bigger than we initially realize, and faith touches every part of our lives. I hear from different couples, wow, I never knew that about you. And it ties into our spiritual lives. Now, I want you to think, what was your background growing up? What kind of religious or faith background does your family have? And did you have good experiences, or were they very difficult experiences? Some people have deep scars, and they've been around hypocrisy, they've been around lies, and it's really hurt. They've seen some really unhealthy stuff in this part of their lives. So as you share with each other, it's going to be so important to be kind. And just begin with your journey and share it honestly and openly. Personally, growing up, my family is a little like Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors, atheist, agnostic, Jewish, a rabbi in our family, Catholic, ex-Catholic, just a full range. And I honestly didn't believe in God growing up. And then when I got to college at Dartmouth, I took a class, Introduction to World Religions. It was the first time I read the different texts and started to think deeply, realized there's more to life than just what meets the eyes. And I really started to study things and find out what's the evidence, because I didn't want to have a blind faith. And long story short, I made the decision to follow Jesus. And my wife has a similar journey. In college, although she grew up in a church, she made a decision to follow Jesus. And so we have a lot of parallels in our story, and in our marriage, we realized, faith is extremely important. And there's going to be a couple things for us that stood out. In our home and in our marriage, we wanted to have Bible reading, time when we talked about the Bible, also time with worship and music, time with prayer, and really commit to going to church every weekend. And so those were some decisions we made as we talked through our desires. And now let's go back to your marriage and your own journey when it comes to faith. It takes a lot of courage to share that journey and look back and say, all right, what has it been like so far? And then currently, what is it like? In our marriage, what is it like? Because two people with their own relationships, their own spiritual life coming together, that's not always as easy as it sounds. So why, in the current situation, why is it what it is right now? And then maybe most importantly in all this is, what do you desire for the future? What do you desire? And again, that why is so important. Why is tying into your past, but think about the current, think about the future. Why? Let me say this about your discussion time together. Do not see it as a time to really persuade, put pressure on, shame, guilt. Please don't go down any of those roads. This is a sensitive topic, and really just understand the other person's journey, understand the reason, the why, which is so significant. And then as you look forward, just share together. Just sharing is a huge accomplishment. A lot of couples don't talk very deeply about their spiritual lives, and this will be a great breakthrough. And I know that there's a lot of different backgrounds of people who are watching this video. I appreciate so much that you're willing to hear my story, but then also for your own lives, just talk through it together, listen and understand, and then see what starts to emerge in a way that's united. A lot of people don't talk about politics and religion, and in marriage, politics, that's going to be interesting sometimes, but faith is so important to talk about. So make sure that you talk about it with love. Love is the most important thing with faith. Have this conversation with lots of love.